Hi everyone! So sometimes I will buy an embossing folder or a stamp or a die and I'll see it for one purpose, and then after I get home and I play with it, I discover that there's other purposes for it. And an example for that is back in July when I was doing Christmas in July, I had this really awesome Christmas tree die set and I realized that it made beautiful angels. Well, recently I got this lace flower frame die from In Love Arts, and let's head on over and I'll tell you what happened with that. When I saw this lace flower frame cutting die at In Love Arts, I fell in love with it and had to have it. And my thoughts were, oh, it's going to make a beautiful card or a beautiful shaker card. And I just knew there were so many possibilities. And one of those possibilities turned out to be an elegant card, which isn't finished yet. In fact, I'll take the flowers off. I never finish a card really until I know who it's going to and what the occasion is. But I just thought that this was absolutely gorgeous and elegant, and there's still room for a sentiment anywhere up here. But I also thought, you know what? It would also be really pretty, with some flowers on it. So, that's also a possibility, right? But then, as I was looking at it, I came up with another idea. It would make the perfect overlay on a scrapbook page. Now, obviously, this isn't a completed scrapbook page in any way, because guess what? I don't like to make a scrapbook page unless I'm actually putting it in an album so that I know kind of what the theme is that I'm going for and everything. So this was not going to work either. But then I came up with a better idea. I decided the same concept would work with a picture frame. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this frame that I got at Michael's for $1. And by the way, I've seen similar frames at the Dollar Tree if that's easier for you to get to. But I'm going to take this frame and I'm going to paint it and decorate it and put this all together. And you can watch the process. The frame comes with this little dowel that you can stick in however you want depending on which direction you're putting the frame. So I'm going to set that aside for right now, and I'm going to open this up and take out that piece of cardboard that's in there. Well, maybe I'm going to open this up. There we go. And I'm going to start off by painting the frame white. I just stabbed myself with one of those. Okay, be careful when you're opening these because that hurt. All right, so I've removed that and I'm going to be painting it. I'm going to use this Martha Stewart satin paint. And what is the color of this? It's called Summer Linen. So it's kind of an off-white. And that will be the first step. And then we'll move on to the next step. I'm not going to make you watch me paint this entire frame, especially since I'm going to be giving it 3 coats. And also, it's kind of boring because the color is pretty much the same color as the frame originally was, so you don't even get to watch something change colors. But now that it's dry, it's time to go on to the next step. And for that, I'm going to be using this mask, and you can't see it really good here, so let me show it to you on the packaging. It's from Prima Marketing, and it's this one right here, so it's really pretty. And I'm going to be using that on the corners of the frame, on that corner and this corner. I'll only be able to do one at a time because, as you can see, this kind of comes down and covers things up a little bit. And I'm going to be doing that with my gold metallic embossing paste. So let's get started. Working with a mask is pretty much the same as working with a stencil, and you can always use something like pixie spray to hold it down or some sort of masking tape, but I was feeling pretty brave here and decided to just hold it down with my hand, and it worked out. Okay, now for the reveal. I'm just going to lift this up. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Now, once that dries, I'm going to turn this around and do it on this side, and then I'll be back. And here's the finished frame, and I think it's just gorgeous. I love the way it turned out. Just look at that. So beautiful. It is ready for the next step. For this next step, I used a piece of acetate, which is clear and flexible, and I used a spray adhesive to adhere this die cut to the acetate, and I had to do that off camera for several reasons. One, I cannot spray adhesive around my laptop or my camera, and the other reason is because I really needed to be on top of it to make sure that I got it in place the first time, because otherwise I'd have to start all over again. It would have been a mess. So I did have to do that off camera, but there you go. And isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Because now we have created an overlay for this picture. Now, I had accidentally cut the picture down too small, but luckily I had some of this this glittery gold cardstock left over from around the edges of this, and so I was able to glue that on top and bottom. I could have just backed it with a full piece, but I didn't want to do that. So now we put the overlay over the picture, and it looks like this. So now it's time to put it in the frame. So here is the beautiful frame. I'm just going to turn it over, and we're going to slide all of this carefully in. I had everything cut to size. I even used a little corner rounder on the corners to make sure that it fit nicely. So let's get this in here. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to work around these little things. And then I saved the cardboard back that came with it. You can put it in this direction or that direction. It really doesn't matter. But I'm going to do it this way. You could also always cover that with a piece of beautiful paper or something, and it would just look beautiful, wouldn't it? So you'd have something pretty on the back instead of that. But let's turn this over, and there you go. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? But guess what? I don't think I'm done. I think I really want to add something else to it. So let me see here. I've got a couple of things here. I'm thinking about adding this blue flower, and let me get it up close so you can see it. It actually has gold here in the center of it, which, you know, this gold will bring out. And then I did blue because they are both actually wearing blue. And so I thought this will just really bring everything together. So I am just going to glue these and the leaves right there like that, and then it will be finished. So what do you think of that? Thank you all for stopping by today, and be sure to check out the description box below because there will be links to some of the products that I used today, as well as a discount code to InLoveArts. And as always, I hope that this has given you some inspiration of your own. If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, I hope you consider that too. And if you do, be sure to click the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos or giveaways. And I hope you stop by Crafters Castle on Facebook and also Crafters Castle Challenge blog to enter your creations. Happy crafting, everyone!